Happy morning to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming concepts. Before that, the definition of object-oriented programming. The object-oriented programming is about creating an objects which holds data as well as the functions that work on that data. Also, the object is also called as a real-world entity. The main basic concepts of object-oriented programming are objects, classes, data abstraction and encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and message passing. So object is called as a real-world entity. It may be an either physical or conceptual or a software entity. The physical entity we may call it as a truck, a person, or a thing. So mostly objects are basic runtime entities, and it is also called as an instance of a class where each object has the data and code to manipulate the data, and these objects may interact with each other. So each object has states as well as its behavior. So only in OOPS concept the objects holds the memory location, whereas class will not hold the memory locations. So consider as an example a student as an object. So here the attributes or data members may include the name, register number, department as well as their CGPA, whereas the behaviors or operations and data functions may include his internals and calculate function as well as the result functions. Second one is class. So class is an user defined data type, and we can create any number of objects belonging to the same classes. For each and every class the memory won't allocated, whereas for each and every objects the memory will be allocated, and each class may have its data members as well as member functions. Also the classes in C++ are also called as an abstract data type. So here we can create a number of objects for the class students. So for each and every object it may allocate the memory individually. So here name, register number, department and CGPA are called as data members, whereas calculate, result and internals are called as member functions. So the basic syntax for class is we have to use a keyword called class following by class name, and inside the class we can have data members as well as member functions, and we have to close the class with the help of semicolon. And third one is data abstraction. So mostly abstraction means the hiding the background details. We may call this an abstraction. So abstraction refers to the act of representing essential features without including the background details or its explanation. So data abstraction is the separation between the specification of a data object and its implementation. Also, the wrapping of data and function into a single unit is called as encapsulation. That is, inside the class we may hold the data members as well as member functions. So that is the hiding implementation from clients. Mostly clients may depend on its interfaces where the informations are hidden from each other. So encapsulation makes the concept of data hiding to possible. Example, when we consider the bank domain, the client may able to deposit, withdraw as well as transfer the amount from one account to another account. So but we won't able to know the background informations. So the main features and advantages of the concepts of encapsulations are makes maintenance of application easier, improves the understandability of the application and enhanced security. So this abstraction and encapsulation will be wrapped That is, abstraction is the process where you show only relevant data and hide the unnecessary details of an object from the user, whereas encapsulation is the process of combining data and function into a single unit called as classes. Our next concept is inheritance. Inheritance is the process by which objects of one class acquires the properties of objects of another class. That is, the new class is said to be inherited or derived class. The old class is called as base class. The main features of inheritance is it provides the code of reusability, possible to derive new classes from an existing one, and new classes can have combined features of both the classes. So it is an inheritance hierarchy where the base class is called as an vehicle and the derived class is called as an automobile, motorcycle and bus. So based on the hierarchy, it can be derived in another subclasses also. So it is an example for an inheritance class where the base class is an account class which holds the data member as balance, name, number and member function as withdraw and create statement, and it is also called as a parent class, and the derived class from the account class is called savings as well as fixed deposits. So we can derive a number of classes based on the base classes. Our next concept is an polymorphism, where polymorphism means one name and multiple forms. That is, it allows us to have more than one function with the same name in a program. The operation exhibits different behaviors in different instances and it supports mainly operator overloading and function overloading. So mainly polymorphism is classified into two types. One is compile time polymorphism and another one is runtime polymorphism, where function overloading and operator overloading is an example for compile time polymorphism and virtual function is example for runtime polymorphism. And last one is methods and message passing. Messages or informations or requests that objects send to another objects. Also it creates classes that define objects and its behaviors and create object from class define and establishing communication among objects. So with the help of dot operator we can able to call the functions.